The UN Secretary General António Guterres has just landed in Beirut in what he calls a visit of solidarity with the people of Lebanon. The development comes as the Norwegian Refugee Council has warned that Lebanon is nearing a breaking point as displacement surges during the latest escalation of the war there. Official figures show at least 816,000 people, we're talking roughly 1 in 7 residents, have been forced from their homes in the first 10 days of fighting as Israeli evacuation warnings expand and airstrikes continue across the country. Let's bring in Noor Shawaf, who is the Regional Humanitarian Policy and Advocacy Advisor for the charity Oxfam, based in Beirut. Thank you for speaking to the BBC. This is an incredibly difficult situation. Can you just give us a sense of what it's like and what do people need?
The situation is getting worse every hour of the day. As long as this war continues, we are going to see more civilians being killed, more civilians in need of humanitarian aid, more civilians displaced. It's absolutely living through a nightmare. In the past few days, many of us here in Beirut and across the country have not had enough sleep. Many of us have been worried about the situation and what may come next. But those are the privileged amongst us, because those who have been forcibly displaced, those who have had to sleep on the streets, and those who have had to lose loved ones do not have the same kind of privilege of only worrying. So yes, we are very much at another brink of a catastrophe, but we've been through this way too many times.
Well, this is the challenge, isn't it? Lebanon is already a hugely fractured country. It's still recovering from the attacks by Israel. Are you previously in 2024, I believe, since September, are you essentially dealing with two crises here?
We're dealing with much more than two crises, because Lebanon has not recovered from the economic crisis. Lebanon has not recovered from the Beirut port blast. Lebanon has not recovered from the last war in November 2024. And now again, another war, more attacks by Israel, more bombardment across the country. And you know, it's really just devastating to see that kids remember what happened last year, and they are living through it again, just like their parents. I was just at a shelter and I was approached by this young child who told me, "Are they here? Is Israel in Beirut?" And those are the exact same questions that my son asks me every day, at every airstrike, at every time he hears a drone above us. Those are the questions that children, 5-year-olds, are asking today.
And that's it, isn't it? This war is having such a huge impact on children across the region, and there will be areas that you can't get to as a charity, I'm assuming.
Yes, so a lot of our operations across South Lebanon have been really affected. Some areas we have not been able to get to, and some areas are dangerous. So a lot of our staff and the partners that we work with are really working in very difficult circumstances to deliver aid to those who need it most. We are working across the country in Beirut and in Mount Lebanon and in the Bekaa area that is also under Israeli strikes and bombardment, to deliver the very, very basic needs, be it bedding kits, so mattresses and more water, some menstrual hygiene management kits, and some also shelter equipment. This is what we are able to do, but we have seen that Israel does not spare humanitarian aid workers. We have seen that in Gaza, and we see that today in Lebanon. They have been targeted. The international humanitarian law is being violated. So this is something that we take into account to make sure that our staff and our partners are also protected, even if Israel disregards those rules that were made to protect people who deliver humanitarian aid.
Thank you, Noor. Grateful for your insight there on what's happening on the ground. That's Noor Shawaf, who's the Regional Humanitarian Policy and Advocacy Advisor for the charity Oxfam, based in Beirut, just spelling out the risks not only to the organisation but also to people in Lebanon as this war continues.